that conversation. Hannes, thank you so much for your time. Good morning to you. I mean, where are negotiations right now with the SABC?
Well, let me just, good morning. Let me just rectify one thing. It's a consultation process. So the SABC has also made it clear that they are not in any negotiations with us or any of the employee representatives, but that they are merely consulting, and they're technically correct around the process that has been followed. So what has happened was that the SABC announced around about the 16th of October that they are not going to consult any further. There was a court application from our side and a strike from the other union side. During that period, before our matter was heard in court, the SABC conceded first to a 7-day and thereafter a 30-day consultation process, an extended consultation process. We were quite sad to receive a letter a few days ago where the SABC basically said that employees do not have any rights in terms of that extended consultation process. That's basically the content of that letter. An independent labour expert was appointed to facilitate that process. There were meetings held on divisional level with SABC employees in terms of the fair procedure that was mapped out by the facilitator. He indicated that there should be an opportunity for employee representatives to meet with SABC employees to give them a report back on the final structure that has been presented by the SABC,
right,
to get an input and then present that to the SABC. The SABC has refused that process should continue. We have asked, we wrote a letter to the board to ask for a 7 weekdays extension to consult with SABC employees, as this process ensued over the Christmas period and, of course, New Year period, where a lot of SABC employees were not available. Right. They were on leave, and that was refused. So the only defense that employees now have would then be to embark on a protected strike to fend off the forthcoming retrenchments.
And we understand that you are in support of that strike or protest.
We are currently balloting members. We are getting an idea from members. The responses are very slow due to the fact that quite a number of employees are working remotely and or they are still on leave or not available. But we are getting there's an overwhelming support at this point in time from the people that has responded to our question that they are in support of a strike.
Yeah, I mean, how are your members feeling at this time? I can imagine it's the beginning of 2021. This issue still hasn't been resolved. I can imagine the work morale at the SABC at this point in time, where everyone is afraid if they're next in line. I mean, when you engage with your members, how are they doing?
There's massive concern. Of course, no one wants to lose their job, but there is massive concern in the way that this process has been dealt with. It is evident that this was a kind of paper exercise where it was decided that, for instance, let's make all administrators redundant without checking, for instance, the job content of those particular people. And if it wasn't for the opportunity that we have been given to engage the SABC, to point out to them that if they are going to continue with this particular process in the way that they said that they're going to do, and they're going to make posts redundant, that the SABC would severely suffer as a result of that. So we were able to persuade the SABC in certain instances that this is not the way to go, but we are still very far from that. So members are despondent. They are extremely disappointed with the SABC. We know that the SABC is not just another job, it's a passion,
right.
It's a way of living for a lot of people, and they stand to lose their jobs now, and they don't really understand why, fully understand why at this point in time.
Well, Hans, thank you so much for this update and talk to us.